Hi and welcome. Today I have a layered art tag and I start with a piece of cardstock cut into a tag, and I'm got some other pieces all here ready, but I have the middle layer is going to be collaged, and what I'm going to put on is kind of clear in some areas. So I'm just laying down, smooshing some distress ink. I have Stormy Sky and Fossilized Amber. And I'm going to dry in between the colors so they don't run and get gunky together. I don't mind a little bit of melding there, but I kind of want to keep it where you can see that it's yellow and blue, not green. A little bit of green's not going to matter. So I softened it up by spraying some water on it and then dabbing some off. And now I'm taking some collage medium and adding a layer of collage medium down, because I'm going to be adding that piece of collage paper that you see there to the left, and I'm going to be putting it down here, and I just kind of wanted some background. So to get a nice adherence, you collage medium first, you put your paper down, and then you collage medium after, and you just try to get it to where your wrinkles are gone as much as possible. So I kind of do a little lifting and repositioning just to get it as smooth as I can. And this is the Tim Holtz collage tissue paper, and it's in the Pallette one. And you have a little bit of playtime to make sure you get it nice and smooth. And you'll notice I'm using rubber bands now to seal my jars up so they don't get dried out. It's a new tip from Tim Holtz. And I'm going to dry it good before I try to trim it, because it'd be kind of gunky to trim while it's wet. And this is going to be, well, there's really two layers, but this is going to be the bottom of the second layer. I will be applying stuff to the top of that. I'm just trying to figure out, I know this is too long. I'm just trying to figure out how long I want it. But to make a better guess, I'm going to go ahead and do the base of the bottom layer. And here I'm just taking my cardstock tag, adding some glue, and then I have a piece from, they're called pocket cards from Tim Holtz, and they kind of look like they're collaged paper already. And it's really nice to, if you only have time to do a quick piece, these are already have some interest to them because they've already got a little bit of collage look. And I'm just going to trim them to the size of my tag. And I thought about just putting this little loop pin on it, but I end up actually cutting some ribbon and coloring the ribbon with the same colors of distress ink. But I'm taking the scrap of the pocket, paper, and I'm just punching some little flowers. I'm going to distress them around the edges. Just a little bit. And I'm going to add them to that frame. And I knew I had a third one there somewhere. And here I'm taking my gold Posca paint pen and just adding a little bit of detail on those flowers. Some dots, and then I'm going over the little flower pods or seed pods or whatever it is that's on the end of those stems. And then I just give the book frame some edging in gold. Here I'm adding or choosing a piece from the number strips from Tim Holtz, and I'm gonna add that to the back part of the tag, as well as another piece of ephemera, I think from it's either going to be from the field notes or snippets. And I glue them down. And the book frame or the book sheet frame is it's just a frame. I have them all ready to go. I take a piece of cardstock and glue on a bunch of book pages, and then on my Cricut I just cut out some different sizes of squares frames, and so I have them ready to go. Here I've taken it and kind of done the edges with some vintage photo. The leafy thing was from a digital printout that has birds on it, and I really liked the leaf, so I cut that out. The circle punch is also from a digital printout, probably the same one. And so just glued them onto the book page frame, and that's going to glue onto the Pallette paper collage to kind of complete the top layer of the tag. I have a couple more things I'm going to add, but pretty much that's the main components. I was thinking about adding that other round punch somewhere, but I end up not using it. I add a snippet or a small talk sticker that says attitude is everything down at the bottom. And then I'm going to punch a hole through both layers. And I was going to use this little loop pin to hold them together. And at the very end, I decide I want to use ribbon. So you won't see me actually do it, but you'll see it in the final picture that I just took some of that seam binding ribbon and dipped it into the Stormy Sky Distress ink and the Fossilized Amber Distress ink, and then made them into a hanger. And this is the little scraps from the pocket card that I did the tag, the back layer. And so that was a scrap left, so I thought I could just take those little scraps, and I hole punched them with a little flower punch, and I'm gonna distress the edges just to add a little bit of embellishment. And I'm going to add those on top of my book page frame. And I'm using a gold Posca paint pen and just adding a little bit of highlight to those little flowers. Some dots around the edges, and then maybe on top of where like a seed pod is, or the end of a stem. And then adding a little more gold, I just decide to outline the frame. Just add a little more detail. And that's it, other than adding the ribbon at the end, which you'll see in the final picture. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. And otherwise, have a great day.